Hi and welcome everyone. Lisa here for Whimsy Stamps. Thanks for taking the time to join me today. Lots of fun things happening here on the channel. New release. We rolled out some new product reveal videos for you all. I hope you find those useful. We'll continue to release those with each new release. So here I'm going to be using the new Spooktacular stamp set. I'm super excited because we're coming into the Halloween crafty season and I love Halloween. Now, these little guys are so cute. If you want to know more about the stamp set, I'll have the product reveal linked at the end of the video and you can catch that there. Stamped these little guys onto 80-pound smooth cardstock with Memento Tuxedo black ink and ran those through my scan and cut so I could do some real simple coloring with them. Now, I used warm grays just to add a little bit of shadow, R00 on their little cheeks, and I'm using traditional Halloween colors of orange, purple, and green, but I also like to mix teal in with that because I think teal goes great with those traditional Halloween colors. Now for the little headstones, I'm just using N6, N4, N2, and N0. And the little dirt down around the bottom of the headstone, W5 and W3 on that. I colored both images exactly the same. And I decided to go with the same image because of the type of scene I'm creating on the card. So here I have two panels. I have an A2 panel and a slimline panel. I want to try to start sharing some of my cards like this where I show you how you can create the card on an A2 and on a slimline, because I know we have those that are absolutely loving their slimline cards right now. So I thought it would be fun to show you how you can do it on either or. So we're going to start out with some black soot distress ink, and I have some ink dauber set there to the side, and we're going to use shabby shutters and we're going to use picked raspberry for our night skies. So let's get started with this black soot ink. First, we need to lay down some masking. Now, this is going to be where our moon's at on our cards. So you just need to run some masking paper through your die cut machine with a round die. If you don't have traditional masking paper, you can use inexpensive cardstock and repositionable tape. Now, once I have these positioned, I'm going to go ahead and start to lay this black soot down on the panel. And you're going to notice as I'm applying it, I'm working in a back and forth straight motion instead of a circular motion. I found for this type of background that this gets the ink laid down much quicker for me, and it helps me when I get ready to blend my colors together. So you'll notice how I went really heavy on the very edge, and then as I started moving towards the center with the black, I lightened it up. You could see some white through there. And that's going to help me blend the green into the black. I went ahead and started laying down the shabby shutters, and here you just see me working back and forth between the black and the greens to blend them together. And it's really not difficult at all. They blend together effortlessly. So we're going to do the same thing on the bottom of the panel. And as you move towards the center of the panels, you're going to want that to be the lightest area. Slimline card, we're going to do the same exact process with it where we add the black soot ink, and then we're going to come in with picked raspberry. And we're going to blend that into the black soot. And we'll go back and forth some with our inks, just like you ink blend with any other inks. You work back and forth between your inks until you have it blended the way you want it. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and continue filling this panel in. One thing I do want to say with the picked raspberry ink, as you're working close to the black soot ink, use one dauber. But once you start to move away from the black soot ink and work your way into the center of the panel, change to a dauber that is just for your picked raspberry ink, and it'll give you a brighter pink color. The black mutes it down just a little bit. So we're going to remove that masking carefully. I love this part. The reveal is always the best part. We still need to add a little bit of color to these. So we're going to come in with some squeezed lemonade and some mustard seed. Now I have a tip for you. as you're applying this squeezed lemonade, you want to leave some space, some white space between the squeezed lemonade ink and the green and black night sky. And what that's going to do is create this really neat glowing effect for us. So try to leave some white like you see I did there, and it'll give your moon this really fun glowing effect. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the slimline card, and then I'm going to come in with some mustard seed and create a couple of little dark areas to kind of resemble the craters on the moon. Now, I do have another technique for a moon that I plan on sharing in another video where I use Distress Oxide inks to watercolor the moon, and it's a much more realistic looking moon than this is. I'll share that at some point between now and the end of the Halloween season here on the channel. Now, you could use this sky and you could change your colors up and go with a dark blue or a dark purple and blend it out into a lighter blue for winter scenes. That would be really pretty. Okay, so let's get some bats going here. I'm going to use the larger bats. This is the Halloween creature stencil, and I'm just using my ink dauber to add these bats to my moon. I do switch over to my blender brush with the smaller bats that I'm going to do on the slimline card. I found it to be a little bit faster than sitting there pouncing that ink dauber up and down. Now, I recommend that you mask off below the stencil so you don't have any mistakes happen, but I'm just kind of a fly by the seat of your pants. Let's do this. And sometimes it backfires on me, but you know what? It's who I am. So I'm going to go ahead and finish stenciling the smaller bats onto our slimline card. And now we're ready to put these together. So what you see here, this is exactly what they're going to look like. I have them laid out how I'm going to put them together. I used the grass and cloud border die set from Whimsy to create this landscape. And then I went ahead with the Dracula's coffin and die cut a couple of the headstones. For the larger headstone that you're getting ready to see, I actually stamped the sentiment num 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 onto it and heat embossed it with white embossing powder. I'm going to add it to the card with some mounting foam. Now I added the ghost with a little bit of mounting foam and some liquid adhesive on the bottom so that he would lay nice and level across the card. The smaller headstone was too small for a sentiment to be on, so I just went ahead and die cut the little crossbones and added those to the headstone. So we can go ahead now, put these on our card bases. I'm going to use liquid adhesive to add these to white card bases. Then I already stamped my sentiment, and I had stamped it when I stamped the ghost. So I stamped it onto white cardstock using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And when I went ahead and trimmed them down with the paper trimmer, I decided I did not like how stark they were on the cards. So I just grabbed two Copic markers, my YG03 and my RV55, and I colored the sentiment strips to go with my cards. I'm adding some thin mounting foam adhesive strips to the back of those to go ahead and place them on the cards, and then that is going to wrap us up. I really do hope you guys will try this night sky technique. It's so simple, but it's so much fun. As always, you know how much I appreciate you all taking your time to sit and listen to me gab about a card. Thanks for joining me. I hope you'll click that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of new content here on the channel. If you would love to hit that thumbs up button, that always helps us out with YouTube. Please feel free to share the videos with your crafty friends. And for more information on the products used, you can just head over to the Whimsy Stamps website. Take care and have an amazing day.